In our community here, we have a lot of problems about our youth. Many of them, they don't have job.
We need a lot indeed. Like the number one thing of it is work. A lot of us are jobless.
Those boys ready to work, but there's no empowerment, no money, no training. They need training. If you give them training, at least a month workshop, a month plus workshop, 15 days workshop, change will come into the community.
I came across a lot of our youth who felt stuck, who felt unheard, who felt that no one was listening to them, who felt that they didn't have a voice, and who felt that they were underrepresented.
Some of us pass out, but there is no work. Sitting around drinking, because there is no work.
So growing up in Makoko wasn't that easy because of the things in Makoko. Now the area is even, the community has changed a lot. Back then it wasn't that fine. And growing up here, you go through hell. Even to go to school then was serious. You have to struggle for yourself, all man for himself.
Every year there's 11 million more young Africans who are unemployed. So they finish secondary school and just don't have any path to increased economic opportunities.
What the Zest Academy has done is provided these young people that had no opportunity to be in the workplace, that most organizations will not give opportunities to actually say, I have the experience, I know how to use Excel, I know what it is like to lead, I know what it means to manage conflict, because I have done it.
I don't want your effort to be just wasting like that. If you're training them finish, give them job. Let them have power.
Not just training them to develop a skill, but identifying that skill and matching it with the will that they have inside of them, okay? And then making sure that they begin to earn as they learn, and they can also share. So they become managers based on performance, of course. They become managers, and then they become business owners. They have the opportunity to buy equity into the business that they trained under.
I'm hoping to have my own Zest franchise and replicate the Zest kind of business, and alongside I do my pharmacy as I learned in the university.
Currently I work with Zest Academy and as the assistant academy manager. At Zest, I've learned a lot of things at Zest, and also a whole lot has changed about me. Before Zest, there are so many things to which I don't tolerate, but ever since I joined Zest, I tolerate things, I tolerate people.
So Zest is not just a place to work, they help someone to achieve what you want to achieve.
Zest is not just a job, it was a way to change your life. So it was clear, he kept insisting about their clear path, how they can help me get into school, how I can come in and learn how to speak to customers, how to manage my own company. I found that really interesting, and I said, okay, I want to give it a trial.
Zest has been a very wonderful experience right from the training days. I used to be a very shy person, but during the training, I learned I can actually stay in front of the crowd and talk. I'm not that kind of person. I'm always very shy. Even when I know stuff, I always don't talk. But now I'm very confident. I can talk, I can say whatever it is I have in my mind. So it has really boosted my self-confidence.
I work at Zest because of its culture and the clear path to success. So an example is at Zest, we care about each other. We care about each other so well that when we say, I'm sick, I'm not feeling fine, we try to reach out to you and say, okay, well, what can we do for you? How can we treat you? What do you need? How can I serve you? So we just care about each other. It's not just about the work, but we also care about you.
Statistics that I recently heard, and it was actually quite concerning, but 7% of young people in Africa actually go on to tertiary education. At the same time, when we asked employers, and we work with over 230 different employers, so just from our sample size alone, people value the credentials that you have. So the first question you're asked, or it's looked at on your CV, is where did you go to university? So you've got over 90% of young people who just that first round are excluded from an opportunity to get a job in the formal sector.
If you drill down at education, you see that we know we have big challenges. I mean, we have to revamp the way we do things. It has to be a revolution, really, because the numbers are very worrying.
They go through an education system that rewards rote memorization, and they come out of it being able to remember a few key facts, but all of the critical thinking, the time management, the teamwork, the things that employers have told us are more likely to make or break someone's career during that first year of work, they're not deliberately taught in our school system, whether it's tertiary or secondary education.
We have lots of youths around Lagos that have nothing to do. That's a vocation problem. We've talked about it at national level, we've talked about it at state levels, but the reality is that if you go to our curriculum, we have the best curriculums in the world regarding it, but the numbers are very worrying.
It's very easy to go to school and learn how to do maths, how to speak English, but how do I learn or teach someone how to be personable? How do I teach someone customer service? How do I teach, even something as basic as hygiene?
These young people with no skills at all, secondary school leavers coming into Generation Enterprise Zest Academy and just seeing this is what it's like, right? Those soft skills are so important.
We live in a very aspirational culture. Nobody gets an entry-level job as a housekeeper, a kitchen assistant, a cleaner, and says, this is what I want to stay as for the rest of my life. But it's really hard to connect those dots when you don't know how to and you don't know anyone that can support you in doing that. So when we have trained young people and matched them to jobs, we really rely on our employers to do the necessary work with the young person to train them and get them to where they need to be in terms of career growth. So Zest does that.
Get them from I'm just a person collecting a salary to an empowered employee who can make decisions, who can make an impact to the business.
I think the biggest issue for our youth is the opportunity to be able to even grow. The opportunity to be able to have a sense of well-being, a sense of worth, and the opportunity to fit themselves and grow and see that the work that they're doing, that they're carrying out, is actually making an impact with themselves, their families, and their community members.
Nobody's willing to give you the chance to actually come without any skills but what you have learned in school or in these training programs to see how you can implement it, right? So what I've seen with the Gen Enterprise program, which is the Zest Academy, is that opportunity to merge the two, where these young people are learning these skills and are implementing it right there in the workplace.
Zest is a social enterprise that does a couple of things. One is it gives young people who would otherwise not have the opportunity to work in the formal sector that opportunity, but doesn't stop there. Zest also supports the young people as they grow their career within Zest, and then if they choose to leave or when they choose to leave, either to become entrepreneurs or to work somewhere else, they have the tools that they need to be successful then as well.
The Social Mobility Enterprise Initiative is a very laudable one. I think it just speaks to how you can look at the entire value chain and provide solutions that can help develop the youth in the country. And not just, what I mean by value chain is you're not just addressing one aspect of the process, but you're essentially building them to become, I guess, self-motivated individuals who can eventually run their own businesses.
And they get to earn while they're learning, which is very important. For many people, they can't afford to learn with the opportunity cost of not earning. Some of them are supporting their families. We have a high dependency ratio in Nigeria. So I think Zest affords a very unique opportunity where you're not only just learning, you're also earning. So you're able to actually focus on what you're doing and not be extremely distracted by the situation at home where you're not able to feed or help out with your family's situation.
And one of the gaps that Generation Enterprise identified very early on was that there was a need to match the skills of these vulnerable youths that everybody was training with the will that they had inside their hearts and their souls, and also to give them the lights at the end of the tunnel. So that was something that I had never heard before, and I wanted to be part of it. So it was the issue of identifying a skill enhancing that skill through their training program, and not just leaving it there, moving to the next step, where now you've been trained, but you're also earning as you train. You're also growing, so you become from a staff to a manager, and that's like phenomenal. Like in less than a year, you can move from being a trainee to managing a business. And then the greatest thing about it is that there's the light at the end of the tunnel where you can actually buy equity into that business and become the owner of the business.
Zest is a clear example of an SME. What they do is they bring in young individuals, train them, and then after training them, the young individual that they've trained now go out to train other people. So an example is Zest has a business. Zest has trained me. When I become a franchise manager, I can also create jobs. So gradually, I'm also trying to reduce youth unemployment with everything I've learned at Zest. I then train somebody else. Then this same person goes out to train other people. So we are making a conscious effort to reduce youth unemployment.
Zest is deliberately mapping out what are the correlates or even what are the causes of success on the job, and it's not something that we assume, and there are a lot of assumptions about what makes someone successful. This is why we're at a place where credentials trump competencies. And by having a clear path to success, people are just more likely to get there. I think, one of the challenges that I've experienced speaking with young people is sometimes they say, by God's grace, I will get lucky and it will happen. And it's because they haven't really seen how it's done step by step. So I think that that's a really unique part of what Zest does. And also having the experience, having done it by hiring young people and growing them within their organization helps.
I came into Zest at first to earn a living, but on getting to Zest, I see that at Zest is more than earning a living at Zest.
At first, when I joined Zest, I was a cleaner. So what that means is I always go out to do jobs. But at present, I run the academy, which means I train people just like the way I've been trained as well. So I don't only clean, I run the academy. I help youths realize that they can actually achieve their dreams just by coming to Zest Academy.
OOA Foundation partnered with Jen because I see them as a dynamic solution to our unemployment issues in Nigeria and even Africa as a whole. Generation Enterprise, like I said earlier, started from scratch, meaning from the beginning, where they came into the community and they plugged into the community, so even learn about the community. We have a lot of organizations that just come in with solutions. But when you see Generation Enterprise, they are part of the community. They are Nigerians for Nigerians. And then they now source for support, technical support, and all kinds of support from all over the world.
Generation Enterprise has done a great job. We've partnered with them for the past 6 months to be able to do training for about 93 young people who have, through their graduation ceremonies, we've met a number of them, and they're so excited at the opportunity. And you can see that they see hope for themselves and their families and their future, and we're very excited about that.
So Paga is your high standard company which need a very good cleaning company, and we believe that Zest, they're the best, and we hire Zest, and actually they give us beyond expectation.
One of the key things in any facility is the cleanliness of the place, okay? And we've tried several options in the past. We've trained people in-house to do our cleaning for us, but we've always felt we've never reached the mark that we really wanted. And at the time we now met Zest concierges, and we decided to give them a try. And from then it's just been upward and forward.
Zesters, they're very great people, always happy, working with smiles on their face, giving you beyond expectation, keeping your office well kept and all that. So they're awesome.
They already have the training of what we want. So it was very easy for us to have that, like a merger, to marry our both wants together. So it's been very good. What I like particularly is that we don't really need to, point out to them, this is what we want to do, this is what we want to do. They already have the training as what to do. So they just look out for opportunities to execute such.
They're very different from other cleaners because, you know, they do what you actually expect. You know, when you keep your things, they clean your office and keep it the way you kept it. And actually that makes me happy, you know, personally, and every other person.
I think it's been a good thing that Zest has concentrated on getting kids from these, you know, remote areas and giving them this opportunity to really, you know, make something out of for themselves. And aside from acquiring the skills of cleaning, you know, they know the method about carrying out cleaning. I feel, you know, they are also learning a trade because, you know, after a while, a few of them can set up and launch out on their own, you know, to set up some kind of cleaning services too. So they are really being given a good opportunity, and I'm glad to see that they are using it well.